Welcome back to those of you in the room to the second session, EuRA, A Year in Focus. We're also going to tack the annual general meeting onto the end of this. You're more than welcome to stay for the AGM, but when I ask for proposers and seconders or votes, I would ask only one full member per company to put their hand up if they agree or disagree. Anyway, moving on. Oh, that's me. So the U. You see this lovely U, this new U with an underlined thing. Do you know what that means? That means you, all you people out there who are members. And it's extremely important because what the association does is for you. What we're going to do in the future is also for you, and what we did in the past was for you. So we felt the U represented something extremely important to EuRA and its members. Now, as I mentioned earlier, working with other associations, so although we now have we had the Coalition for Greener Mobility, preceding that, EuRA had worked with other organisations on different projects. We worked several years ago with CERC on an Ipsos Mori global mobility survey, and we've recently done that again, where recently, literally in the last 2 months, 12,000 people across 12 countries have been asked about their willingness to move from one country to another. The results of this survey will actually become a briefing, and Steve Cryan from CERC will be interviewed by Dom, and he will deliver the results. This will come out sometime after the conference. Can't give you an exact date when. We've also worked with FIDI in the past, and we've worked with IAM. But of course, following on from the Coalition for Global Mobility, we have the Coalition for Associations in Global Mobility. See, I've said it twice in one day. And this is the most extraordinary experience for, I think, all of us. We come together, we talk about stuff, we realise that just like everybody else, we have common problems, but there are also common problems across global mobility, which we can, as one large organisation, address for all our members. So I know FIDI doesn't have a U in it, but it's all about the people at FIDI as well. Oh, it has an I. How selfish. Yes, until you're rebranded. And I'm not quite sure, CHPA, where we go there, but never mind. And of course, IAM is all about me. We are. Oh, yeah, change it to we are. Anyway, the whole point is we have had conversations, we have realised that there is so much more to just EuRA or WRC or CERC, and there's so much we can do. And I'm really delighted about this. This is something that I personally have wanted for years. I thought about it years ago. Wouldn't it be great if we all talked to each other? Well, at the time we weren't. But things have changed. The world moves on. And I'd just like to give a shout out to the representatives of these organisations and ask them just to stand up so we can give them a clap. So, up. Now, of course, there are, other associations. There are national associations. And, there we go. In Europe, there are 7. We have ABRA in Belgium, AIR in Italy, the ARP in the UK, ARPN in the Netherlands, FNPR in France, GARP in Germany, and SARA in Switzerland. And we, as national associations, we try to talk to each other. I'm now just moved my EuRA hat off and put my ARP on. We like to talk to each other. We like to discuss things. And in fact, there will be a mechanism by which those organisations can become part of the Coalition for Associations in Global Mobility. Get me to do that when I've had a few glasses of wine and we won't get very far. And this is something that, again, is something I feel really important. And I think that the coalition can bring all the associations together to benefit all their members and to put the U into their memberships as well. So a big clap for those who are here, representatives. We are, in fact, going to relaunch a survey across Europe, which we hope this time people will actually participate in, or more people will participate in. Anyway, at this stage, you've heard enough of me, and I'm going to hand over to Simon Robbins, who's the Vice President of EuRA, and he's going to talk to you a bit about the work of the executive group.
Thank you, Tad. The executive group has been working hard this past year, working on behalf of yourselves to benefit all members. You saw the rebrand that was launched earlier today by Tad and Sophie. So a big thank you to the executive team. And there will be more on this later in more detail. We brought in the whole EGQS process in-house, and there'll be much more on this via Dom later in today. We've also created the premium membership based on those who have the EGQS, and this has great benefits for those who wish to take it up and get the quality seal. 2 weeks slot in advance of it going on general admission for the conference. You get a premium membership discount fee for booking the conference in that 2-week slot. I have to emphasise it's only for the 2 weeks. If you're late, then you go to the normal rate. However, you do become, if you even later again, you do get top of the waiting list. But everybody has 2 weeks in advance of everybody else. So really, there should be nobody on the wait list. Yesterday, we had our first premium members reception. And now it was such a success that this is now going to be an integral part of the conference program going forward from this day. And it was great success. People were able to talk to each other. And what's great is about if you attended the EGQS before the premium members reception, then you could deal and you could talk to people who already had the seal. It's a great seal. The EG made a decision to move away from regional-based EG constituencies. And what I mean by that, we no longer have the northern region, the Nordic region, the southern region, and so on and so forth. And we made it general constituencies. So anybody can stand, any full member of the organisation, the association can stand to be elected to the executive group, with the caveat that you can only stand for election if there's nobody else from your country already on the board. So at this moment in time, unfortunately, nobody else from the UK can stand for the board because until I leave. And the same would apply for any other of my colleagues where they are. That was all driven by after the success of our going out to the Globa and having a global representative. And Marie filled that role for us and is doing it. And so we looked at this and we thought, we need to open this up so we can get members on who wish to support the industry. We also hope, we've also made a decision as well to fix the term of board members. There is no longer 3 + 3. It's a straight 5-year term. You're on it. You can resign, or you can move up before your 5 years are up, but your 5 years is through. We've also made the presidency a 1-year term. So each new president will have the 1 year, so that will take in the whole of the new planning of the new conference, and then their conference will be at the end. We hope that we never have to need it, but we have a new disciplinary policy, and that's on our website. Please go on and have a look. But I'm pretty sure that everybody in here we'll never need to have a disciplinary policy enacted. The EG, through the working group, have reviewed the financial security of the association, and the EG is pleased to report that the association is secure should another pandemic or something else happen. We are safe, we are secure, and this association will continue. There's an undertaking of a training review, and I'm going to ask Carmelina to come up, and she's going to talk more about the top-down review of our training to better our members and create a whole new academy for our members to learn. Thank you very much.
So this is our current EuRA executive group. Simon and I are very fortunate to be able to head this great group of people over the last year. You might notice that one of our executive group members is missing. Marcus Demuth from Blue Relocation is regrettably no longer a member of the executive group because Blue Relocation filed for insolvency and therefore lost membership to EuRA. We do, of course, hope to see him and his team back in action very quickly. Some of you might have seemed a little bit messy, that we held 2 elections very close to each other over the last few weeks. The reason being that we are losing 3 executive members in this year. Isabel Premont will be leaving the executive group after an amazing tenure, and we're very grateful that she's been with us for so long. Marcus Demuth is no longer with us, and I have made the decision to retire from the executive group 2 years before the end of my term to focus on some other projects. So that's why we've been moving around a little bit. The reason why we held a second election was because in our new principle of allowing anybody to put in for an election, in our first round, we didn't include Germany because Marcus was still with us when I announced that I left. But in the second round, it was clear that both Marcus and I had left, and because Germany is a very fundamental part of EuRA, we included that in a second election. So that's the reasoning why we ran another election, and this is our current executive board. We have 2 new members joining the executive group on June 1st. Dana Pick and Ivona Demakova will be joining us and have just been elected, and I shall be handing over the presidency. Am I allowed to say? No. Conflicting information. Not yet. Okay. I'm not allowed to say. But yes, I shall be handing over the presidency, and we have a great new vice president coming in also. Thank you.
So hi everyone, a lot of you remember me and know me from either Academy or from previous conferences. Obviously this year's been a really important year with the rebrand, and we've been really focusing on that. Going forward, one of the things we now want to look at is the Academy and evolving that and taking that forward. We know a lot of the things need updating. The world and the market that we work in is changing rapidly, and we haven't had the resources to focus on that. So what we've needed to do is strengthen our training team. So apart from me, I've got Giles Orr and Nick Rattle, who's not Nick Rattles, because she doesn't, as was shown on the slide. She doesn't rattle, really, she doesn't. And we are going to be looking at all of the materials. But what's happened this year to kind of kick that off is that Nick and Giles have been managing a training survey, which Giles is going to tell you a little bit about, because we've had some responses. It would be nice to get some additional responses about what you, as in you the members, would like to see going forward. We're aware that a lot of the material we've got is now needing a sort of an update because of the changes we talked about last year with AI, with a lot of stuff that's available. The sort of people we're bringing into the industry are also changing. So please use the opportunity to come and talk to us, even if it's just 5 minutes, to say this is what I'd really like to see. Maybe it's ideas for modules. Giles will give you some ideas. We are in the Cafe
Imperial, just behind the registration desk.
We have a desk. If we're not there, then you can put your name on the sheet, or you can find us on the app, or catch us in any of the breaks and just say, look, this is what I need for my people, or this is what I need, because we're looking at sort of the leadership side as well. Is that okay, guys? You head over to you, Giles.
Thank you, Carmelina. Thank you to delegates here. Tad, I hope you noticed that we are all wearing our badges.
Yep.
So we've taken instruction very well.
Yeah.
So my role here is to explain what we've been doing around the survey. Now, as Carmelina said, early days yet, we're starting to get some ideas that have come from it. And the purpose is to hear from you, is to understand what the issues are and where the EuRA Academy can help you and your teams to develop and meet these growing challenges that you're all more than aware of. Some of the interesting highlights that have come out of it so far is that 47, nearly half of the organisations here have a formal training plan, something that's written down, robust, tested, and is designed to help people meet those challenges and to develop their teams from the new entrants, the graduates that you bring in, right through to senior management. Interestingly, that is not related to organisation size. Large organisations and small organisations alike have formal training plans. Some of you don't. It's an interesting statistic that we want to dig deeper into and to understand why. We know the environment in the industry is extremely dynamic and things need to change all the time. So we want to understand why some people formalise their investment in training and others don't. The other interesting thing is that 60% of the organisations here have access to the academy and use it to help train themselves, their organisations and their people. The great quote that came out of that is "Mim is good." It came through on a number of the survey results, so thank you to whoever wrote that several times. The check is in the post, Dom assures me. What we're looking at is how this training, how the academy, as it's reshaped, can help your organisations in the future. Interestingly, some of the points that have come out relate to those kind of classic levels of organisational structure, around leadership, around management, and around the operational levels for your organisations. And there's some of the topics there that have come through in the survey. There's obviously others. Most of these will be familiar. Some of them will be repetitive. There's things that never go away. But as Carmelina said, some things are new. And we want to be able to react to that and build training programs and talk to you about what's appropriate. So what's happening next is that QR code on the right-hand side, so you can all rush up with your phones, and we'll take you to the link to the survey, which is still open, and we're asking for more information. We'll be doing a deeper review of the information and the data that comes from that and reporting back to the board about the findings and what should happen next, with an aim of refreshing that training offer, things that are appropriate of the moment and valuable to yourselves. And the key question there is, what can EuRA do for you? What can the Academy do for you in your organisations? This is a membership organisation and it's there for yourselves. So tell us what it is that you want us to be able to help you with.
And some of you already have meetings booked with us this week. We know that. If you haven't yet and you'd like to come and talk to us, as Carmelina said, there's a sheet in the Imperial Cafe. You can jot down your details and we can fix a time to speak to you, or just grab us in a break or anything like that. We'd really like to have those conversations with you and understand what it is we can help you with. Thank you.
And just to say thank you so much for all the work that you've put in on that. We don't know what we don't know. So we need you to tell us what we don't know. So really, please take part in the survey. Extra bonus, anybody who fills in that survey, we will be donating €5 to House of Hope, Domnard, on your behalf. So if 200 of you do the survey today, Tad will have a coronary, but it will raise some money, so that would be excellent.
I was just going to mention that you're going to take the site down after the conference. You just need to remind people, obviously with the
rebrand. So we're actually going to be taking this, certain modules down. It'll probably just be for a day each over the next few weeks, yeah. But there'll be, if you're in the middle of a module, it won't affect your progress or your standing where you are.
Yeah, and then gradually we'll restructure it with the rebrand and start adding new things to it. Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
So it's my very great pleasure to award this year's MIM Fellowship recipient, who is Dornat Venturanza from Relocate. Dornat, please come up. Dornat's case study, fellowship case study is available on the website. It's really, really good. You did a great job. I know you worked really hard.
Thank you so much. Well, it took me 3 years, actually. With COVID and everything. It's not easy, but, you have to take everything, the MIM plus, camp, and then after that, the fellowship. But it's great.
You really put them off now.
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, it's something that I was telling even Dom that I think this is now my graduation from this industry. After what, this is my 37th year in business. And too long. And and I have been with EuRA since 24 years. I think I was the first Asian to be a member. But it's fantastic. This is family for me. And without the relocation family, I don't think my life is complete. So this is it. Thank you so much. And really, really, really thank you.
Congratulations. It's very well deserved. Well done. I'd just like to remind everybody, if you don't know about the Madalena McKiley Scholarship Fund, we set this up when we lost our beloved Madalena, who put such an emphasis on professionalism and training within her organization that we have a fund available for members of EuRA, for non-members of EuRA, for people looking to get into the industry. And just a very quick update, since it launched, we've had 12 people go through that program and graduate, mostly people who want to join the relocation industry, and they found the website and they filled in the survey. So if you know somebody who's in that position, please just go onto the website, all the information is there. The EGQS. I'd like to welcome Martina Sharvai, our Project Director for the EuRA Global Quality Seal, onto the stage. So I forgot we'd done it that way. I'm so sorry. So yeah, we brought the program in-house. I'm sure most of you who are involved in the seal know this. There were many reasons for it. But the primary one from our point of view was control over the process. We wanted to be sure that when somebody contacts the office, they get an immediate response, that we can give them all of the details and all of the information that they need much more efficiently. And as you said yesterday in the update, a big shout out to Marie Barnes, who's in charge of that process in the EuRA office, who has done a stunning job putting that whole process together. And I think so far we've had 12 people go through with the in-house process. And we got a 4.8.
4.8, because we ask all the certified and recertified members during the last 12 months. And those who went to the new in-house process, we got a feedback of 4.8 out of 5. And then that is an applause to the EuRA office as well, because they managed it from the scratch.
Thanks to Marie for that. Yeah, for somebody quite old-fashioned like me, 4.8 is 96%.
Yes, our external experienced auditors. We decided, and we listened to our customers, so we listened of your feedback. And one of the feedbacks during the last years with the EGKS was, well, you know, we have an external auditor. Probably he never heard about relocation business before. Well, that happens if we have auditors all over the world, and sorry, relocation industry is not an industry where auditors on a regular basis going there and doing audits. So we decided, that was one reason because, well, why we decided to put it inside. We're doing it, all the audits are online, so remote. So we have been able to concentrate and select the best and high professional auditors to be the EuRA EGQS auditors. They're all experienced in the relocation business because they did audits during the last many of years. They are all professional ISO 9001, at least ISO 9001, so quality management auditors for international certification bodies. We assess them. We're doing a quality assessment, so I'm doing a quality assessment for each auditor once per year. So what is it all about? I'm saying nothing. I'm just, you know, dialing in. I'm there for a period of time doing the online audit and assessing not you as auditees, but I'm assessing the auditors, following a strict framework and then providing feedback and to improve the way of their doing audits for you as a EuRA member. I think it's a very successful program. For that, again, we got a very positive feedback from the auditors assessed. And our lead auditor is there today. Jochen, please stand up. He's the lead auditor. Yeah, and he's coordinating, and we do training a lot of the auditors. So whatever is going on regarding your auditor, if you ever have a problem or an issue with one of your auditors, come back to me, come back to Jochen or to Don.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that score as well, just huge thanks to Martina, because the work that she has put in to bringing this project in-house has been phenomenal. It's been late days, long nights. It's been a lot of work. So thank you so much, Martina, for that.
Thank you.
Really good.
Very welcome. Good. Premium membership.
You or me?
You.
Okay. Premium membership. As Simon said, EGQS holders are now elevated to the status of premium members. As a group, the executive group is looking at the benefits that will be expanded to you as premium members. At the moment, certain levels of training are free for the people in the company who are dealing with the quality audits, but we will be looking at that over the coming years to see how we can, again, just reflect the fact that the people, all members of EuRA are, as Francis said, Olympians.
Yes.
But doing the seal takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and we just wanted to reflect that in the premium membership. So I was at the FIDI conference last week, and they did a really nice little thing where they kind of went around the audience and got people to, oh, how surprising, you're here. Could you just give me a quote on how much you love FIDI? And I wanted to do that, but I didn't have the time. But I'm just going to read you a few things from when Martina does the update. She sends a survey to everyone who has undertaken the seal and asks them what they think. And we obviously are extremely pleased when people tell us that the seal has worked well for them. So just a couple. This is from EuRA. We've had the EGQS certification since 2014, so we look for new, fresh ideas and ways to continually move the needle upward and move higher. And I think that's massive credit to the auditors, because they go in and do that. This is where you are, this is where you could be, this is what you could aim for, and I think that's just awesome. And I'd just like to shout out to Deborah Loons from Relocation Belgium. I'm extremely happy that EuRA made a difference and created the premium members. I had a direct client who only invited the EGQS holders for an RFP, and by the way, we won. So well done. Yay. So, yeah.
Yeah, Zagreb resources, what we have. We have our clinic, as Simon mentioned before. We are out there in the cafe. And whatever, if you don't have an appointment, don't worry about it. If you have time, we will have time, and we will manage or find a good time that suits you and us as well. And we will lead you through, I will lead you through the process. I will answer hopefully all your questions. Jochen is available the whole time of the conference. So whatever pops in your mind, just come in and we will find and figure out a good answer and a solution for all your issues. Our mentors, Arthur, Michelle, are you here? Oh, Arthur's there, Michelle is there. Thank you to our wonderful mentors. Most of you will know Arthur and Michelle. They are, have been there with the EGQS from the scratch. So I have been one of the first companies who received the EGQS. They developed it, they implemented, and they increased and improved their own quality management system during the last years. It's very well to have them here for you. Again, you have them on board. You can ask them if you like to introduce, to start with your EGQS. And sometimes, you know, it's like a huge elephant. How to eat an elephant? In pieces. And the mentors will be there to show you and lead you through the way what kind of pieces you should start with and to help them. So meet the mentors, meet our leader, Dr. Jochen. I already introduced you. And again, he is around, and ask him all the questions.
Super. And so far we had the EGQS update yesterday. We've actually never had as many people in that room as we had yesterday. So there was an increasing interest in the seal, which we were really thrilled to see. For those of you who don't hold the seal, we've really tried to emphasize how much support we can give that we do not charge anything for. There is a full MIM Plus EGQS module in the Academy. It's worth 50 credits, so even if you just want your credits, it's worth doing. But it is actually really good. We always say at the updates and in any briefings that we do about the seal, like you say, it's a huge elephant, but if you follow that training literally step by step, Martina will build your manual for you. We also... If you have... It's your manual.
It's your management system.
We also, you know, we are here. So if something comes up, if you get to section 2, subsection 4, and you do not understand what that paragraph means about HR support, call us. If I can't answer the question, Martina will answer the question. So we're all good. And we did yesterday's premium member reception. It was really well attended, so thank you to everybody who came. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, hello, everybody. Thank you. I would like to put a challenge out on the EGQS because a lot of people think EGQS is just for full members and for DSPs, and it isn't. I would love a supplier member to go through the EGQS, and the first one that does, I'll find a prize of some description. Don't worry, Tad, it won't cost much. Oh, yes, I'll tell you what, we'll give you your recertification for free for the EuRA course. Right, anyway, I'm not supposed to be up here talking about EGQS. I'm here to talk about the fantastic new branding and how it has changed the website. Now, I'm not sure whose fantastic idea it was to do a rebrand and change the website and put a conference together all at the same time, but yeah, thanks for that. But we've done it. We've done most of it. When you look at the website now and when you look at the conference app now, it will be the new branding. What I would encourage you all to do, oh, you might have to refresh the app, apparently. We try to be perfect, but sometimes we need a little bit of extra refreshment. So what I would really love to encourage you all to do is to go onto the new website, and as we've rebranded, we'd like to make sure that all of your information is as up-to-date as it possibly can be. So please, go into the member section, log in. If you don't know your login details, contact the office. I mean, Marie's going to hate me because she's there on her own at the moment. So if you want to wait till next week when we're back, then that's fine. But contact the office. We'll be able to give you your login details. You can then go in, update your company information, if any people have changed, if your address has changed, if your logo has changed, if the number of people that you have in your company has changed. This is important because this affects the subscription fee that you'll pay, so you want to make sure you get that right. So I would really encourage you all to log in. And over the coming weeks, we're going to be introducing some more automated features, which are really going to help. You'll be able to, when you've paid your membership fee, you'll be able to log in and print your own membership certificates. So if you need that sort of thing for your RFPs, etc., you don't have to wait for us to do that for you. You can go in and do it yourself. You'll also be able to, when you book the conference, we're looking at a way to automatically generate your invoices. So you know we have this moment when we open bookings and we say, please don't panic if you don't get an invoice from us, because we have to do that manually. Oh, praise the Lord. This year, you'll get that immediately. You will know that your place is secure. Well, I'm saying that. It's all down to our developers, so open up, you know. No pressure. So, yes, so please log in, update your details, and then look out for all the updates that we've got coming on the website over the next few weeks. Right. I have been working with the Coalition for Greener Mobility for years now. And I've been spending so much time with those people, and one in particular from Feedy, that all the greenness has rubbed off. And I used to be green before I got married, and now I feel like I'm not going to get divorced, but but I am feeling more green. So I'd love for Magali to come up here and just join me so we can talk about our sustainability. I'd like to just give you some updates of a really exciting project that we've got coming up that we've been working on with Just One.
Yeah. So
one of the reasons of being of the coalition, which name we really, really need to work on and which I can't really remember, but that used to be called the Coalition for Greener Mobility. One of the main reasons of why it came to be is that all of you and all of our members of the 6 associations that came together is that we have seen over the past 2 years an incredible rise in sustainability RFP questions that go all over the place. And it is extremely overwhelming, especially for the smaller suppliers in our supply chain. So faced with that reality, we as in the coalition teamed up with sustainability experts, Just One, to tackle exactly that problem. So what the Just One team did, they went through over 400 sustainability-related questions that we gathered thanks to all of you. They had in-depth interviews with RMCs, with corporate clients, with suppliers from all the different sectors. They did some desktop research to understand what the trends and the best practices related to sustainability are in our industry, but also beyond. And they put all of that together in a very, very detailed report that we are launching now. So the report goes into, it looks into why we are seeing this increase in sustainability-related questions, what the questions actually mean, as in what is the data that the clients and the RMCs are asking from you, and what you need to do to comply with that. And the report is a very practical, very clear guide to help you embed sustainability into your procurement processes, whether you are a supplier or an RMC. And this is also the first step to a much bigger project to try and streamline all of this mess of sustainability that we are in, to make your life easier, but also to really drive a real positive impact for our industry at large.
Brilliant, thank you. All of the information that we've got on sustainability and the ways that we are supporting you as our members is on the new website. There's a sustainability section. And this is the moment where we're going to be launching our free carbon calculation tool to the whole membership. Magali and I, well, Magali mostly, to be fair, have had Feedy developed this tool, and we've adapted it to be able to, for DSP to be able to use it. And I've had the most amazing support from our pilot group. So thank you, if any of you are in the room. Really, we couldn't have done this without you. But we are now ready to allow all members to use this tool. And what we really, really want to encourage you to do is to report your findings back to us so that together with Feedy, we can get some really, really good data and trends on sustainability within the mobility industry.
And I wasn't supposed to talk on this slide, but yes. I think it's also very important to just underline, so this is a tool for you, again, to take the sting out of a very, very complex issue, which you shouldn't need to be specialists on because you've got better things to do. But also it's really, really important for us to gather that data so that together we can go to the higher powers, the corporates and the RMCs and say, listen, this is what our section of our industry is doing. Now, can we please work together and streamline and really drive this process together so that it actually makes sense? So this is really, really important that you help us, help you make this work for everybody. And by the way, make the planet better.
Yeah, let's do that. Yes. If you are interested or if you feel like you need some further support, Just One, who have been helping the coalition with the report on RFP, have very kindly offered a reduced service to EuRA members. So you'll be able to find that information on our website as well.
And for the Feedy members sitting in his council of Feedy members as well.
Oh, sorry, yes. I'm really, really pleased that I can bring a carbon credit scheme to this conference. Any of you who bothered to listen to me last year in Villamora, this was one of the things that I really, really wanted to do. And there's been so much bad press about some of these schemes, so I didn't want to just pick something random and it's not what we want. So we've managed to find Pinwheel, who have the highest accreditation. They've had the most checks. the most genuine and lovely company. And we have set up a scheme to not completely offset your travel from your destination to Zagreb, because you're all individual, you'll all have your own amount of carbon that you've generated. But EuRA has already donated €3,000 into this scheme, and it's now down to you to scan this QR code, and you can then go in and choose which of the 3 projects you would like to support. We have one which is designed specifically to destroy the greenhouse gas that is already up there. We have another one on water purification in India using solar power. And then we have another one which is forest restoration in the Andes. So if you scan that QR code, go in, pick which scheme you want, and you can also, if you think that the amount that we've donated is not sufficient, there is an option for you to make your own donation as well. So that will go some way towards balancing your travel to Zagreb. I mean, I know business class is worse, so, you know, if you've travelled business class, I think you might need to make an extra donation. And that is sustainability, a year in focus. Now, I would really, really love for you all to hang around for the AGM, because quite frankly, it's the highlight of the conference for me.
We decided this year that instead of running the AGM separately, that we would actually run it within the main conference. I was, according to the time schedule, I have 15 minutes. I now have 7, and apparently people keep walking out, so there's, anyway, never mind. The annual general meeting, the AGM is here to talk about the finances, to talk about the executive group, or to add a little bit on about the executive group, to talk about our reappointing our accountant. So I will be brief. Some 3 or 4 weeks ago, the minutes of last year's meeting were posted on the EuRA website, as was the accounts for 2024. So I will be referring to these things, but I would just be asking you to confirm that you agree with them or not. This is EuRA's 27th AGM, so I've done this a few times. And thank you to those of you who are sitting here. Now, as I said at the beginning, when I asked for votes, please could only full members vote, and only 1 member per company. And when I asked for a proposer and a seconder, the same applies, only 1 full member. So effectively, the first thing that we need to vote on is the minutes of the last meeting. Now, I'm assuming you all went on the website and you've all read them thoroughly. Yes. And does anybody have any comments? No. Okay, I would like to ask for a proposer, if you could say who you are and which company you're from. Okay, Jeremy. Yeah, I know. And a seconder? Somebody? Susanna Bourne. And then could I ask all in favour of the minutes? All those happy to... Yes. Anybody against? Oh, well, that's easy then. The accounts this year, a couple of comments. We had a good year with a total income up around 50,000 on last year. Expenditure was very much as expected, although the conference in Villamoura was a lot more expensive than the previous year, but then Villamoura was a lot more expensive than the previous year. In terms of a surplus, we made a surplus of €23,868. So that's a good result, and that surplus is used to fund other projects like further development of the EGQS, more training on the MIM. So that money is used correctly. So in terms of the accounts, can I ask for a proposer, please? Sylvie. And a seconder? Who are you? Oh, yes, Oliver. Can't quite see. All in favour? Anybody against? No? Unanimous? Excellent. We now come to the, next slide, the reappointment of our auditors. UHY Ross Brooks. I should say that I have been dealing not necessarily with this company, but with the individual who looks after our accounts, I think for the last 25 years. And she always does an excellent job. She asks me ridiculous questions, which I consider them ridiculous, but they're part of the audit process. And one of the most amusing ones every year, has there been any fraud? Well, no. Anyway, she does a very, very good job, and personally I would recommend this, but I do need a proposer to reappoint the auditors. Somebody? Can't see. Simon. And a seconder? Sophie. All in favour? Anybody against? Okay, thank you. Now I move on to the executive group. Now, obviously, Sophie covered this earlier, so I'm not going to repeat myself. She explained who was leaving the executive group this year. I'd like to thank the people leaving for their dedication and their hard work over the years, and do wish Marcus well in the future. But also, I want to personally thank the executive group for the work they do as well. As you heard, we had a strange collection of elections, and we now have Dana Pick. Are you here? Nope. And Ivona Demakova. I have problems with Russian names. Well, those overnames. I got yours wrong years ago. I did. So that's excellent. They joined the board on the 1st of June and will be coming to a board meeting, I think it is the 2nd of June, so straight in, baptism of fire. Oh, press the button. Oh, there we go. I know. Okay, sorry. Oh, look. Right, I'm going to have to stretch this out to make the full 7 minutes. Now, this is the point when, in the annual general meeting, that we announce the new president and vice president. So, about the last board meeting, we had the president and vice president are elected within the board, or by the board in the board. And next year's president will be none other than Simon Robbins, this year's vice president. And the vice president will be Johanna Lennoxen. You do not have to vote on these things. We've already done it. Okay, so I come to the final slide. I have to ask, is there any other business? Nope. I call the close of the meeting at 12:30. Oh. And lunch is available in the room behind me, which nobody listened to me earlier and went to the room behind us. It was empty. It's here and it's upstairs. And we welcome you back at what time? 2 o'clock. Thank you very much.